Hi y'all, so today we're taking a look at some of the selection that Condor offers in machetes, and you hear a lot about North America and Europe with axes, but a lot of the world, including South America and Central America, machetes have just as much of a tradition really down there, where it's almost like their axe.
Especially, these are made in El Salvador, and yeah, Central America is really big on the machetes. They use them almost like an axe. They do all kinds of stuff with them.
And it's really amazing what you can do with a good machete. I know growing up, a lot of what I thought about a machete looked a lot like this, and this is in El Salvador, is it?
Yeah, this is an El Salvador machete with a plastic handle. And those also come in micarta handle and wood handles.
Which I love the wood handle stuff. And except for a lot of times growing up, you would have a flimsy blade, and it wasn't really good for a lot of stuff, where these are made to work.
So this is some of our selection that we have of Condor, and as you can see, there's a lot of different variety in machetes. Pretty much anything you want to get, and this is not all of Condor what Condor carries, but it's a good selection, and we're just going to run down them real quick. This will be a video of just a comparison of all of them, and hopefully in other videos we can get each individual one and do a more in-depth view of it.
And there's different sheaths, because the sheaths are actually very different on them as well. Okay, so I'm a little need some help here. One of the things I just noticed looking at them all, they all have lanyard holes in the back, and they all seem to be full tang except for possibly this one, and which one, and the El Salvador Machete. But my guess is
I think the tang goes all the way through. It just, you can't see it on the back side.
You can't see it like the other ones because it's not made out of wood.
You can't see right there.
But when we do a video on just it, we'll look at that and talk about if it's really a full tang. But all these, like I said, is made to work. So should we start from right to left? And
okay, so we have the Macayo Machete right here. It has lots of eyelets that go all the way through. You can see right there.
That's a very pretty machete.
It also has a, I don't know, like a glass breaker on the back here. I don't know for sure what the design there for that is. It has a very good curve, almost like a naval cutlass, almost like a
Chinese dagger, whatever. Yeah, what you would call that. And that almost looks like a Scandi grind on that. I like that a lot.
It has a very long handle, two-handed use, very easy in two-handed use right there. Like he said, full tang.
And should we get a length on that guy? I think this is about my favorite one here. So the overall length is about 28.5 inches, with the blade being 18 inches.
So that one is going to be one of the longest ones here. The Yoshumi is going to be pretty close to it right there.
And once again, that looks like a two-handed.
So this to me reminds me of like a samurai sword or something. And on both of these, you can see it's not a full sharpened.
Almost like a tanto on the end too.
Right. So it's not a full sharp like that. And once again, very long handle. And it has a micarta handle. With this one has a wood handle. So let's get a measurement on that.
So that has an overall length of 29, just over 29 inches, with a blade length of 19. So it's just a tad bit longer.
Just an inch longer. And then we're going to have the Discord Machete. Much thicker blade here. I'm thinking the blade is thinner. You can see right there it has a thinner blade than Yoshumi.
Yeah, and those are the three big ones.
Right. So another micarta handle, and once again you can use that with two hands.
And I like how your hand can really grab that one, where you could go one-handed very easily as well as two hands.
It's almost like a giant knife. Okay, this one is the Parang Machete, and that has a real curve to it.
And that has a nice thick spine. I guess because it's thinner, it needs it.
That's a really thick. Right, it gets pretty thin right there.
And that looks more of a one-handed type thing. It has a nice lobe on the end to help it not slip off your hand. so we'll get a length on it. It's relatively long itself, 24 inches with a blade of 17.
And it's very thick handle back here, you can see, and then tapers down. The whole thing is just curvy. So for different types of cutting brush out.
And I would like to look into what countries, you know, each design comes from. Maybe when we do the individual videos, we'll look at that.
And then you have the traditional machete, just a traditional machete. And like I said before, you can get that with a wood or micarta or the plastic handle.
And it has it's a thicker spine than a lot of the traditional machetes will have, but you still have some flex, which could be nice in certain situations.
And then we have the Golock. And I would say out of all these, the Golock is one of our better sellers. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the praying machete, but slightly different. Let me look at the thickness. Yeah, it has the same thick.
Thick, thin blade.
Yeah, and then it thins down there, not quite as thin there, but you want to get a measurement on that?
Sure. So the overall length is 20.5 inches, with the blade length being about 14 to 15. And once again, that has the nice lobe on the end to help with one hand, so it doesn't slip off. Especially when your hands get all sweaty, it's nice having a lobe there when you're really swinging. And then we're moving down to these two.
We're gonna move down to the Junglo machete. And I actually kind of like the looks of that machete. Kind of has a curve down. It feels really nice in the handle. In the hand. It's almost like a giant knife.
And look, you could almost carry that on your belt, where a lot of these would be pretty long to be.
Right, it's a little bit smaller. It feels really nice. It has a
nice thick spine.
Spine too.
And the length there is 19 inches with a blade length of 13.5.
So that one is another unique, different design here. And then I believe this is the Dukkha Machete. And it has the full rundown there, curvature.
And I love how that wire goes on there. The metal actually tapers down so it really holds the handle in there. That's very pretty.
Yes. So yeah, Dukkha, and get a measurement on it.
Length on it is 22 inches with the blade length of 15.5.
And I like the hook on the ends of these ones because it keeps your hand from sliding off the end. I think isn't this the Australian
Army?
Yeah, Australian Army machete, and I believe that it's designed after what the Australian Army carries. So, pretty thick there, once again.
And each one of these, the designs are so unique because as you're cutting, like if you're cutting vines or something, you know, the blade, because it curves in there, it would cut different than other ones. And you know, depending on your terrain, you might want different blade designs.
Or what you're cutting.
Right.
I know, like the Discord here, it has a back cut right here, so you can use it to hook stuff on.
And one of the main things I've used a machete for is harvesting sweet potatoes, which can be very handy cutting your vines out of your way.
Sawbriars are another thing because you don't really want to get close to them.
Yeah, we can actually get some brush here in Alabama too.
Oh, and blackberries are really bad. Wild blackberries.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going down to, I think this is an Engineer Bolo. And that is kind of, to me, looks more like a traditional Central America type machete looking.
Very thick blade. That looks very strong, like it could hold up to almost anything, really.
It feels kind of weird in the hand because you're holding it and it's like the weight drops off. But a very unique, I think that's an Engineer Bolo. And then we have the Warlock machete, and it's a little bit shorter. It has the micarta handle. So you want to get a measurement on it?
It's starting to remind me a little bit of a kukuri almost. So the overall length is 19 inches with a blade length of 12 to 12.5.
Did we get the measurement on the?
I don't think so. We'll go back for that. So the overall length is 20 inches with a blade length of 14.5.
And then we have the Bushcraft praying machete, I believe.
And that's a lot like the, what was that one?
This one almost is like a cleaver. It's almost like a, not kind of cleaverish style.
Yeah, so all different styles here. Fascinating, a rich heritage down in a lot of the world. And I mean, this makes you like a kid in a candy store just seeing these. This is pretty awesome.
And all different designs, all different handle types, all different price ranges. There's a lot of different price ranges here. Some are fairly cheap and some are more expensive. We hope to do a video on each individual one so you can get a closer look. We can zoom into camera, get measurements, get blade thickness, and all that good stuff.
And I don't know if I mentioned, I think all the steel on these should be the 1075 high carbon steel. From what I can tell, pretty much all the machetes are made out of that. Good stuff, durable, and I think that's about it. If you want us to do any comparisons in the future, let us know on the different ones, and yeah,
we can do a comparison between two, just close up and look at it and see. I would like to try each one of these out. I don't know if we'll get to doing that, but that would be interesting to try to see how each one performs differently in different type settings.
Yeah, so thanks for watching. I got a guy in here because I was a little lost with all these different ones. But these are very amazing tools. And check them out on our website. We have all these on there at wisemantrading.com. And we appreciate it. I think that's about it, right?
Yep. Thanks for watching.
Yep. God bless.